And what's extraordinary, I know it's something that really resonates with you as well, is I love this era of cars between 1900 and the First World War.
Right. It's like a bad dream. I keep seeing a Citroen in the rearview mirror, but it's your brother following us. Very overprotective brother.
He's my big brother, you know.
34 Speedster Victoria Coupe. This car is fascinating to me because Packard was always building great cars. Now they're getting into a little bit of performance.
Tucked away right beside the runway at Burbank Airport is Jay Leno's locked-down headquarters, a place where almost no one is allowed to set foot without a personal invitation from him.
Car I like, because this is a used car, a driven car, and the story behind it is pretty interesting. It's owned by a young woman who was a Ferrari mechanic specializing in early...
It's a 1922 model, so an early car. This is, although many people think of vintage Bentleys, they think of the...
which has appreciated the most, correct?
We are not. We are looking at its market change, so this might be which has not appreciated the most.
Behind those steel doors are hundreds of million-dollar machines, from genuine armored monsters to a steam-powered vehicle that has survived for more than a century, all ready to roar into action with a press of the accelerator.
She drives beautifully.
Even good at high speed. Not modern day, but it's good.
Well, 65 miles an hour was quite a speed back in the day. How many of these did they build?
About 1,600 or so.
Right,
so not
right.
that many.
As I remember reading the road test in the period. But funny, if it had this power in '78, it would have been the high-performance truck.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, the big thing with this truck...
But what truly leaves anyone who has stepped through those doors speechless is not just the staggering value of the collection, but the secret behind how Jay Leno is living and what he is sacrificing every day. In 1991, when Jay Leno began building the garage, the facility initially covered only about 17,000 square feet. That space later grew significantly as he continued expanding the facility and adding more vehicles. Today, the entire complex is estimated to cover roughly 122,000 to nearly 140,000 square feet. Inside the hangars is a collection of rare scale. Sources commonly estimate around 181 cars, along with approximately 160 motorcycles. The number includes vehicles from many different eras, ranging from machines from the early 20th century to modern vehicles featuring advanced technology. The value of the entire collection is also difficult to determine with a single figure. Some estimates place its value at around $52 million, while others put the figure as high as $100 million or more. The difference largely comes from the exceptional value of the rare vehicles in the collection. The space also differs from an ordinary warehouse in the way it is organized. Big Dog Garage has a professional repair area, mechanical equipment, and a team of technicians capable of restoring vehicles that are many years old. The work goes beyond routine maintenance and also includes fabricating and restoring hard-to-find components. One of the most notable features is the ability to manufacture replacement parts directly inside the garage. Modern technology, including 3D printing, is used to recreate certain components that are no longer produced. This is particularly important for vehicles with unique designs or those that have existed for more than a century. The scale of the facility also brings strict security requirements. Big Dog Garage is equipped with more than 45 cameras, with many providing viewing angles ranging from 180 to 360 degrees. The system works alongside security personnel, operating 24 hours a day to protect an area containing vehicles of extremely high value. Access to the garage is also tightly controlled. This is not a place where any fan can freely walk inside. Those who appear inside are usually guests invited by Jay Leno specialists, mechanics, or people directly involved in programs and projects related to automobiles. The biggest difference lies in the condition of the collection. Most of the vehicles are not kept stationary, like exhibits in a museum. Jay Leno maintains them in working condition, with many regularly taken out of the garage for test drives events or work-related activities. But the size number of vehicles and systems inside only reveal the scale of Big Dog Garage. What makes this place even more remarkable lies in the machines being kept inside. Leno's Car Treasure. One of the most notable cars at Big Dog Garage is the 1934 Duesenberg Walker Coupe. This is an exceptionally rare model with only one ever built. Some sources estimate its value at around $20 million, placing the Duesenberg among the most valuable vehicles in Jay Leno's collection. Duesenberg is already an important name in the history of American automobiles. The Walker Coupe is even more remarkable because of its one-of-a-kind design and historical value. Its presence shows that the collection is not focused solely on expensive modern models, but also includes vehicles representing different periods in the development of the automobile industry. Another name that stands out is the 1994 McLaren F1. Jay Leno purchased the car for approximately $800,000. The value of McLaren F1s has risen sharply, with many estimates placing Leno's car between $17 million and $21 million, depending on the condition and individual history of the vehicle. The McLaren F1 is powered by a V12 engine and is famous for its three-seat layout, with the driver positioned in the center. It is also one of the most valuable high-performance cars in the collector market. Having an F1 in Leno's garage adds another important representative of the high-performance era to the collection. If the Duesenberg and McLaren F1 represent major milestones in automotive history, the Chrysler turbine car belongs to an entirely different category. The model uses a turbine engine instead of a conventional internal combustion engine. Chrysler produced only a limited number, making the surviving examples highly distinctive collector vehicles. The turbine car in Leno's collection is notable not only for its design, it is also operational, fitting the way he maintains many of the vehicles in his garage. The Chrysler turbine car is a clear example of Leno preserving technologies that were once considered promising directions for the automotive industry. The list of one-of-a-kind vehicles also includes the GM EcoJet. This is a concept car built specifically for Jay Leno by General Motors. The vehicle uses a turbine engine and was developed with the involvement of Leno engineers and designers. Unlike a conventional production car, the EcoJet exists as a specialized engineering project. The presence of the EcoJet also reflects Leno's relationship with the automotive engineering community. His garage does not only preserve completed vehicles from manufacturers, but also contains products created to test new ideas. A one-off car can therefore carry a form of engineering value that differs from its commercial value. One of the most unusual vehicles is the 1972 Alvis Scorpion tank. This is a genuine tank, not a display model. Leno received the vehicle from the King of Jordan and had to complete special legal procedures related to owning and operating this type of vehicle. The Alvis Scorpion can also be driven and operated on public roads under certain legal conditions. In August 2025, Leno took comedian Jeff Dunham for an experience in the tank. The event showed that his collection extends beyond automobiles and motorcycles in the conventional sense. Alongside gasoline, diesel, and turbine-powered vehicles, the garage also contains steam-powered machines. One notable example is the 1907 White Steam car. This type of vehicle reflects an era when steam power was still considered a serious option within the automotive industry. Steam-powered cars require different maintenance from modern vehicles. The steam generation system, pressure, and mechanical components all need careful inspection. The fact that a White Steam car more than 100 years old is still maintained by Leno demonstrates the technological diversity within the collection. The garage also preserves vehicles that were discovered in neglected conditions. One notable case is a low-mileage Jaguar E-Type that had been sitting in a garage filled with trash before being discovered and restored. Barn finds like this bring a different form of value to the collection. These machines are not simply kept inside the garage as static displays. Behind the collection is the way Jay Leno uses, maintains, and personally works to preserve them. That leads to another part of the Big Dog Garage story: the price of living alongside these machines. The price of passion. Jay Leno did not build his collection simply to accumulate wealth. He has repeatedly said that he buys cars because he appreciates their design, engineering, and history. Investment value is not the main factor determining whether a car becomes part of Big Dog Garage. That philosophy is also reflected in how Leno maintains his collection. He rarely sells cars he has purchased, even when their values rise sharply. The McLaren F1 is a clear example. The car once cost around $800,000 and is now valued far higher in the collector market. Leno also does not keep most vehicles solely for display. He regularly starts and drives them from classic models to vehicles featuring unique technology. With hundreds of vehicles, keeping them operational requires continuous inspection, maintenance, and repair. Jay Leno continues to take part directly in many jobs around the workshop. He is often seen alongside mechanics inspecting engines, installing components, or finding solutions to technical problems. This approach allows him to understand each vehicle's condition rather than relying only on maintenance records. For cars that are decades old or more than a century old, repairs can be far more complicated. Some original parts are no longer manufactured, while technical documentation can be difficult to find. The team must restore or recreate components that match the original design. Modern technology supports this work. Scanning, digital design, and 3D printing can help recreate parts that have disappeared from the market. The goal is not simply to make a car operational, but also to preserve its original technical characteristics. This work also carries real risks. On November 8, 2022, Jay Leno suffered a serious accident while working on the 1907 white steam car. A clogged fuel line caused gasoline to spray onto his face, then ignite from the system's pilot light. The accident left Leno with second- and third-degree burns to his face, chest, and hands. He was taken to Grossman Burn Center in Los Angeles for treatment and remained hospitalized for 9 days before returning to his normal life and work. After leaving the hospital, Leno continued appearing in public and returned to activities involving cars. He also spoke about his recovery and how the medical team treated his injuries. The incident did not cause him to give up working directly with classic vehicles. The 2022 accident highlighted another aspect of maintaining this collection. Very old cars require more than financial resources. They also demand mechanical knowledge, specialized equipment, and caution during operation. Every repair can present its own challenges. Leno continued spending time in the workshop after the incident. He still drives cars, tests new models, and takes part in automotive activities. His work at the garage remains connected to his personal schedule, rather than being an asset managed from a distance. A notable aspect of Leno's collection is the combination of personal interest and technical work. He has a professional support team, but still takes part directly in many stages. With special vehicles, the owner's knowledge and experience become an important part of their preservation. Big Dog Garage therefore contains more than high-value cars. It is also a place where Jay Leno continues pursuing the mechanical passion he has followed for decades. Driving, repairing, and restoring the vehicles keeps the collection operational rather than turning it into a group of static exhibits. Behind that passion are also the costs, effort, and risks Leno must face personally. His story does not end with the cars and the work inside the garage. Behind those doors is another important responsibility, involving the wife who has been by his side for more than 4 decades. Behind the marriage. In 1980, Jay Leno married Mavis Leno. The couple have no children and have maintained a marriage lasting more than 45 years. For decades, Mavis primarily appeared alongside her husband at public events, while Jay Leno continued developing his career in television stand-up comedy and his car collection. The couple's lives changed significantly as Mavis's cognitive decline became more severe. She was diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease and required regular assistance with daily activities. Jay Leno gradually took on the primary caregiving role, while also handling legal matters related to his wife's ability to make decisions. In January 2024, Jay Leno filed for conservatorship of Mavis in California. The filing stated that her health condition left her unable to manage financial and personal matters independently. The court later approved the request in April, granting Leno authority to manage her affairs under the law. The decision did not mean that Mavis was separated from family life. Jay Leno continued spending time caring for his wife, and has said on several occasions that he tries to return home every night. Even when he has to work or take part in programs elsewhere during the day, he prioritizes returning home to Mavis. Leno has also shared that caring for someone experiencing cognitive decline can create many difficulties in everyday life. Changes in memory can cause patients to forget familiar events or fail to recognize people close to them. This has become part of the couple's private life. In interviews, Jay Leno has not avoided discussing Mavis's circumstances while also choosing not to turn his wife's health condition into entertainment. He has primarily spoken about his responsibility to care for her and the steps needed to maintain her stability and well-being. This responsibility continues alongside his professional schedule. A new legal matter emerged in August 2026. On August 5th, Jay Leno's attorney announced that he would register for conservatorship of Mavis in New Hampshire. The purpose involves handling and selling a property jointly owned by the couple in the state. The new filing indicates that Mavis's cognitive condition continues to affect her ability to manage complex financial matters. At times, she does not recognize Jay Leno and may not remember basic personal information, including her own birthday. These details were presented during the legal proceedings. Registering for conservatorship in New Hampshire does not completely replace the arrangements already established in California. It is intended to address specific property matters falling under the state's jurisdiction. For Leno, this means his responsibility for managing his wife's affairs now extends further into property and administrative matters. Meanwhile, Jay Leno's professional life continues. He still performs stand-up comedy, appears on television, and maintains activities related to automobiles. His work gives him a separate schedule, while his responsibility toward Mavis remains an important part of his personal life. Some questions from the media have also focused on the possibility of Jay Leno beginning a new relationship while his wife is ill. He has responded in a way that emphasizes his responsibility toward Mavis as his priority. Their decades-long marriage remains an important part of his life. If his private life reveals the responsibility behind the public figure, his professional work shows that Jay Leno has not stepped away from the pace of activity he has maintained for years. The months ahead bring further developments involving his garage media work and policies affecting classic cars. The legacy continues. At 76, Jay Leno continues to maintain a busy schedule. He still performs stand-up comedy, appears on television, and works on automotive projects. Big Dog Garage remains central to many of these activities. The Jay Leno's Garage YouTube channel continues releasing content regularly. It currently has around 4 million subscribers and more than 1.1 billion views. The program remains focused on classic cars, high-performance vehicles, experimental models, and other unusual machines brought to the garage. The 2026 release schedule shows that the program remains highly active. In April, Leno featured the 2026 Corvette ZR1X and the 900-horsepower Cadillac CT5V, followed by rare models such as the Mercury M250 and the 1938 Phantom Corsair. In May, the show featured the Singer 21C, an American hypercar with an extremely high-revving engine along with other classic and high-performance vehicles. The lineup shows that Leno's garage continues to combine older vehicles with new automotive technology. One of the most notable programs came in June when former President Joe Biden brought his 1967 Chevrolet Corvette Stingray to meet Jay Leno. Biden was the car's original owner and had kept it for nearly 6 decades. The Corvette reflects Leno's approach to the program, combining historically significant vehicles with the personal stories of their owners. In June, he also featured the Citroën DS21, the 1966 Ford Bronco concept, and several other special vehicles. In July, the program covered a wide range of subjects, including a 1971 Aston Martin upgraded by Ring Brothers and a 1940 Indian Chief that once belonged to Joe Montana. Leno also drove a Polestar 2 prepared for Arctic off-road racing and featured a 1914 Knox Model 46. Leno's work extends beyond television and YouTube. He is also involved in efforts concerning policies for classic cars. One of his most notable projects is SB 1392, known as Leno's Law 2.0, which seeks to change emissions inspection regulations for certain classic and collector vehicles. The bill passed the California Senate in May, before moving to the Assembly. On June 29th, SB 1392 appeared before the Assembly Transportation Committee and passed with bipartisan support, allowing it to move forward in the legislative process. For Leno, this work adds another dimension to his role as a car collector. He continues working with lawmakers and automotive organizations to support changes to regulations affecting classic vehicles. The bill still requires additional steps before it can become law. Leno also continues making public appearances. On August 8, 2026, Burbank held Jay Leno Day, recognizing his long connection to the city where he built his career and established Big Dog Garage. Big Dog Garage is more than a place where Leno stores valuable cars. It brings together automotive history, technology, mechanical work, and an important part of his life. At 76, he still repairs and drives cars, produces programs, and promotes the preservation of classic vehicles. Behind the doors that few people are allowed to enter, many stories remain untold. If you want to discover more secrets, collections, and little-known sides of famous stars, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and stay tuned for the next videos.